welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on Sports.com. He's joined by Spinmo Rex, yo, Chris, Nicholas Koloff, Caleb the Colorblind.
Go.
Speaking of injuries, Spinny, Detroit Lions waived injured wide receiver Antoine Green for a 6th-round pick last season, I believe. A guy I felt like was in there for the wide receiver 3 job. I think he got the most receptions or second most receptions in the past preseason game. Bit of a surprise.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a surprise. That must mean that injury is a little more serious than people assumed. You know, when Dan Campbell talked about it, he said it was like a neck concussion. So maybe that's like whiplash, something with his neck that's maybe going to cause him to miss more time than just a regular concussion would. I think that's what it has to be, because he was definitely in the contention there. He was, you know, he seemed like the team liked him, the coaching staff liked him. He was making some plays. So it leads me to believe that injury is a little more serious and is going to take some longer rehab and stint away from the team than a regular concussion would. So hopefully Antoine Green clears waivers, but you hate to see that. Hopefully the Lions don't lose him. He clears waivers. He'll be on the practice squad.
Nick?
Yeah, this whole wide receiver 3 thing to me has been a big head scratcher this offseason. You know, we thought DPJ would take on that role, and then we thought Antoine Green would take on that role. And we know Khalif is more of that, you know, kind of gadget wide receiver for like big plays that they like to use. So, and we have Fountain coming on. So that I was expecting somebody by this point in camp to really take on that wide receiver 3 role, and we really haven't seen that yet. So, I mean, hopefully he can get back healthy, and hopefully it's nothing serious. And like Spenmo said, clear waivers, get on practice squad.
I guess in that scenario, just because he's injured, if he clears waivers, he's automatically put on the season-ending injury reserve.
What?
And it have to be like an injury settlement to remove him from the roster to clear the spot.
Wow.
So, yeah, Green, in either case, probably won't be playing for the Detroit Lions like this year unless somebody either way, yeah. Somebody had to pick him up, or he's going to be an injury settlement.
Holy.
7th-round pick, I was mistaken on that too, by the way. I said 6th-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, Antoine Green. I had high hopes for this kid too. Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, this just makes the wide receiver 3 battle a lot more interesting. I mean, we talked about Isaiah Williams a little bit on Friday. But, yeah, Antoine Green, I think, was kind of one of those guys in the driver's seat to get there. Hopefully the injury is not too serious. And I didn't know that, Easy. I thought kind of if he just cleared waivers, he'd be back, you know, in a Lions uniform. Maybe we'd put him on the practice squad or something. But I don't know. It kind of sounds like he's not going to be playing for the Lions this year, which kind of sucks. A lot of people had high hopes for him. But, yeah, obviously the injury's a little more serious than we thought. And, yeah, I hope he has a speedy recovery, I guess.
Yeah, I think the reason that is, too, is because he was waived with the injury, it's damaged goods at that point where nobody else would, I guess, be willing to pick him up. And I'm assuming that's the reason why.
So what do you have to do if you want to clear, like, get him off waivers?
If he clears waivers, he still remains on the roster, but automatically is put on the season-ending IR.
And there's no way to get around that?
We could clear him from our roster at that point if we do like an injury settlement, which we've done in the past with guys like Terrell Crosby. I believe there's another tight end that we did it with too, last year even. So we could get him off the roster. It's going to be like an injury settlement, though, like whatever, however they decide to do that. There's somebody in camp last year, maybe they retired early, or maybe it was 2 years ago, and that's what they ended up doing with him too. But, yeah, Antoine Green probably more than likely just no longer a Detroit Lion, unless they keep him in that IR, bring him back in next year.
I've seen a name floating around the chat real quick, and they said, Juju, would you bring him in for wide receiver 3 to be in a competition? I don't know if he fits this culture.
I would bring him in 100%.
Yeah. Huge miss on the topic by me. I apologize. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I would bring him in 100%. This is a guy who's a veteran. You don't know if he fits in the Lions culture. He played for the Patriots, so I think he could fit in this culture fine. He would fit Goff's game perfectly. He would fit the offense perfectly. What they like to do. He would be a exact like copy and paste replacement for Josh Reynolds. Is what Juju would be. I think that would be. I would do that in a heartbeat. I think Juju would be a great fit on this team.
Yeah, I think it's more so character, right? And I don't mean to like judge him in that sense. It's kind of weird that he got cut before cuts.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't. It's not an injury thing. I didn't remember seeing like an injury settlement with him or anything like that too. He just got cut before even heading into final cuts. And remember, it's not like how it used to be. There's like a cut this week, cut next week, final roster. Now it's all just boom, final roster. Like why? What's going on? You know, is he dick? You know, I don't know.
I don't know. We've seen that the Patriots, you know, trying to reshape different things. We saw the argument they got into the sideline with Matt Judon kicking him out of practice. Maybe that's just another part of them wanting to get veterans out of there that aren't buying into what, you know, Coach Mayo is preaching. So it could be that.
And I'll find that too. I just found an article from Boston.com. They don't have $1 to read it for. Damn it. Why? I mean, I get it. People gotta make money, but damn. You know what would be like a nightmare scenario? I just saw in the comments. I don't know who put it there. He won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Patrick Mahomes gets another weapon just for nothing. The Chiefs do it again.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood Brown's hurt right now.
Yeah,
so
he
they could
tore
bring him in.
something with his shoulder.
Yeah, but he'll be fine.
It's like 4 week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if I'm the Lions, I would consider it, I think. But it is a little bit fishy that he got cut before the actual cuts. It can't be something really talent-related because we've seen it from him.
Yeah.
I know he dealt with some injuries.
He's definitely
there.
on the back end of it, though. Like he's definitely not what he used to be, even when he was in Kansas City. But you look at I don't think it's a culture thing really. I saw someone, I think it was DNC put it in the chat. Like he played for Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and New England. Like those are 3 historically great franchises in the NFL.
Yeah,
I think that he would have the culture to fit in here fine.
I think it's probably a performance thing. Then.
And it's never been like he doesn't work hard or he's just post TikToks and.
Yeah.
Like I go back to that hit he has on Vontaze Burfict. Like Campbell would have loved that shit. Like after Vontaze took out Antonio Brown, Juju came out there and took out Vontaze Burfict and stood over him. Like that's some shit that preaches Dan Campbell type guy. So like I said, if that, I would be 100% down for that. I think he would be an excellent fit on this offense, and him and Goff could get on page pretty quickly.
Yeah, I guess health is part of it. Gerard Mayo, to me, that's part of it. Mayo said of Smith-Schuster's health factoring into the decision to part ways with him. At the same time, we just want him to get healthy. He still has some good ball left in him. I wish him nothing but the best. Don't forget they drafted Jalen Polk. Mm-hmm. They had Douglas show out last year, Demario Douglas. I think obviously, yeah, that's a great point that DNC made. You know, Patriots, the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. And obviously Pittsburgh beforehand, you know, Mike Thomas, no nonsense.
Yeah.
I think it's more so performance at this point. Bring him in for a workout at the very least, you know.
See, Desert Stallion says Michael Thomas is injury prone. Oh, somebody's talking about Michael Thomas in the chat. That's somebody, no.
No, I'm good on that.
Michael Thomas is definitely a culture problem.
And the injuries.
And the injuries, yeah.
Like, he's out of roster right now for a reason. He's been in open market for a long time.
He gets injured every year. He's definitely injury prone.
And I believe he plays a slot, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Slant God.
We obviously have
Slant Merchant.
the slot god.
5-yard out Merchant.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's all he did. I
Which
was
fit
fair.
Jerry Goff offense, to be fair.
Yeah, but he
like,
can't stay healthy, and he's a diva.
Yeah, he's not what he used to be. He's just not. And if he's a little bit of a headache, too, then, no, we're straight on that. And we have Amon-Ra in our slot right now, too. It's like we don't even need it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Juju plays a slot as well.
I think he can play all over.
Yeah,
Again,
he plays all over.
everybody, you don't really have a slot receiver in Ben Johnson's offense. Like, yeah, Amon-Ra is technically your slot, but he plays outside just as much as he does in the slot.
How high is the ranking for that
Super
wide
high.
receiver 3 as far as terms of importance? Because we came into this season, looking at defensive end as a one dream position to upgrade. We argued last week about getting that veteran quarterback. Is wide receiver 3 now, between the injuries and the inconsistency or just the fluctuating of whose position is it? Are you guys ready to kind of really look for that bigger move? Because there will probably be some camp cuts that will open up, but
Yeah, you're going to get some camp cuts, and you're going to bring a guy in there for sure. That is definitely the biggest position of need for, position group-wise. But again, for the offense, I don't think it's that big of a need, because you look at Sam Laporta as a wide receiver behind St. Brown and Jameson Williams, and the running back situation. Your wide receiver 3 would be your 5th option in the passing attack on any given play. So it's not that detrimental to the offense, but it'd be good to have a solidified guy in there.
I saw it trending on Twitter this week, and this is quite possibly the best Detroit Lions roster from top to bottom.
For sure.
To where, like, you think of needs, the only needs we really need are depth pieces.
Yeah, wide receiver
You
3,
hear
a backup
Wide
tackle.
receiver 3, people talking about the backup quarterback with some veteran experience. Obviously, yeah, we're good. Like, I don't really know if it's like a – and by the way, too, I still feel like we have enough guys to shuffle in at that wide receiver 3 spot, depending on, like, what you're looking at, that, like, it's not a top priority. I almost would also throw in another depth piece, but, like, another nickel corner. Because with Manny Mosley, I know Amik Robinson obviously holding down that spot, and he looked tremendous in the preseason game, but who really is behind it? Yeah. I know that for Iffy, he'd have to learn that position all over again. Beyond him, I mean,
Right.
Ennis, I almost feel more comfortable in Ennis on the outside because he's looked tremendous there.
Yeah.
What are you about to say, Nick?
No, I was just saying Rakestraw could probably fill in a spot if you need to.
That's fair.
But when it comes to Juju, real quick, I would definitely take a shot on him. And selfishly, I think
Take
it'd
a
be
shot.
gold when it comes to, content-wise, having Juju and Terrion Arnold running it in the TikTok game. So we'd be getting a lot of footage of what's going on in the Detroit
very
Lions
true.
locker
That is
room.
fair.
Very true.